Hello there. I don't have an intro, and can I just say you look absolutely stunning today. And I also want to come in early to say that despite we're talking about children-related toys and dolls today, I will be not child appropriate. Okay, with that being said, let's begin. Dolls. Yep, pretty. There's also a lot of them, so there will be bound to be some that fall into the sideline. Maybe because of competition, maybe because they're just too generic, maybe because they're barely advertised or controversial, maybe they're just not what the public wants. And that's what the series is about. We're here to discuss these dolls. We'll also be redesigning these, especially to my taste, so that's something I like to do. And I do want to say I am not intending to fix these dolls in any way. This is just me basically using these dolls as a prompt and seeing how I would design them if I was given the ideas. So I really wanted to create the series for a bit, and I didn't quite know where to start. There were a lot of doll brands, as I said in the intro. I've been saving a particular few for a while, such as Diva Stars, Gorgeous Creatures, Zombie Girls, or any of the Endless Monster High ripoffs, or even the Beatrix Girls.
Is that what people like these days?
But there's been one doll that has bugged me ever since I first ran into the original edit online. And she goes by just one average name, Lammily. If you grew up in the early 2010s and were an iPad kid who loved Barbie just like I was, you might have likely heard about controversies surrounding Barbie's figure around that time period. Or hell, you don't even have to be my age, it's been a thing since decades.
You look at her feet, you look at her breasts, you look at her face, her legs. I mean, she's not at all like a real human. She's like a monster.
So many people bitching about how Barbie was skinny and unrealistic. How her body shape was affecting kids' self-esteem and body expectations.
From the moment Barbie appeared, people have wondered, why did they shape her this way? Mattel's designer, Carol Spencer, claims, well, it's because of her clothes. Clothing on an 11.5-inch frame can get bulky, so they made adjustments.
The waist was done to allow for seams so that she wouldn't look really big. You know, back in the 1950s, I had a 16-inch waist, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, but you didn't have a chest and a shoulders to go with that waist.
I won't say anything here.
Feminist groups were coming along to rescale Barbie's proportions to real-life proportion, and just made Barbie an eldritch word. Like, Jesus Christ, what was your scale point reference? Like, using something like a box of cereal would be an easy piece for you to get a hold of, and then edit Barbie to a normal scale. But of course, that wasn't what the thing was for. It was supposed to be realistic proportions. Speaking of scale, one artist from Pennsylvania decided to swap the script and scale a real woman to a Barbie figure scale. Enter Nikolai Lamb. A man seeing an opportunity for money, he quickly produced his own using the proportion of an average woman. Lamb got a ton of attention for his edit, so he sent a crowdfunding page to get donations to make Lammily a real doll, as right now she was just edited. She soon became a real doll, had a press conference for about a year, made a black version of herself, made a realistic male doll version,
What about Ken's genitalia?
and then so quietly retired in 2018 when people all had forgotten about her. Though weirdly in 2020 they came back with mask accessories for your dolls, as if you couldn't find a froggy tutorial for that online. I remember watching Froggies, sorry, I'm old. And unlike most of the one-shot dolls videos she did, this doll really didn't impress me much. Like the other solos, like Space Pop. Yes, is because I don't fall into the specific category that this doll line was made for. For example, Myos's Van's Barbie nudist colony actually came from the concept of my childhood obsession of taking off all my Barbie's clothes.
Sex. Barbie is about sex.
And no, the body shape didn't mean much to me. I mean, I've always been fat, but they were my dollies. I didn't care what their body shape looked like.
In fact, I have this collection of Skipper dolls, as I feel like Skipper is me as a character, even though we don't look anything remotely like, except for the emo hair.
And when eventually I did get more dolls that kind of looked like my shape and body, I did cry a bit, but that didn't make me hate my old dolls. So while I was researching a B-roll for this video, I found this video, which is called BU, from the Lamily company, and I think it directly shows my distaste of this, as the way it's marketing its body-positive doll is by bashing other dolls' body, which now shows it's hypocritical. Like, compare this scene of Lamily, like, looking at other dolls' bodies to how the fashionista dolls, when they were new with their different body shapes, were produced. And you kind of see why I have such a distaste for this particular doll. It feels like advertising by enticing, by bashing one side and saying that they're better with. It's just a practice I do not stand with or understand at all.
This video also highlights one of the weirdest things in my mind: the fucking stretch mark stickers. As a lady with stretch marks, I gotta say, why? I feel like it shows you can kind of crossplay with this and like put on your Barbies. What? But it feels like this is still bashing the other side, which is the main problem one.
Reconsider this, Queen. You're better than this.
If you want to promote inclusivity, you don't hit the other side in the head, you make it equal ground, which is what fashionistas did when they introduced the other body styles.
Barbie has come out with, I think, 3 or 4 new body types for Barbie, which is revolutionary. It's crazy. It was important for these dolls to have all these different sizes and shapes because it reflects what girls are seeing in the real world. They're seeing their friends and themselves, and you know, now they're actually being able to see a Barbie that is a representation of who they actually are, and I think that's really amazing. And so to be able to actually see that table of all these different sized Barbies, it really showed a better representation of the whole populace of the country. And they were on the cover of Time magazine. Like,
now, onto what this video is about. What do I think of Lamily's design? Well, ever since I first saw her as a child, I saw her as a middle-aged woman. I think it's just the face in particular that makes her look way older than she is. It really looks like a lot of these girls are playing dolls of their mothers. I'm gonna transition to my redesign and my retakes on them.
She's like a real girl.
So, no Polly Pocket this year either, huh? Not even an easy bake oven?
So I'm just gonna redesign both of the female dolls here, Traveler and Photographer. To going forth, I'm going to be calling Lammily, or Lamb for short, and Nicoletta, as that's what she looks like. I would design the guy too, it's just I don't have as much confidence with drawing guys as I do girls, so I'm gonna be sticking more to modest clothing because that's what this brand's kinda known for. She's average. Bring her to the kids who aren't as extroverted, probably. Now, Lamb is called Trambler, as that's what she loves doing, obviously. She can't stay in that tiny corner of Pennsylvania for all her life. So I want to make this a bit more obvious. I also wanted to give her a more personality than what she currently has, or what the packaging being not available to read anywhere else I can find for free pages. I am not paying $70 for these dolls. So, well, Barbie has many jobs, and it's obvious that fashion is her passion. Like, she dresses flashy and she dresses nice. Lamb's a bit more reserved and sketching into her journeys as she goes jobs instead of, like, taking the photographer crew or something. To suggest the coolest part, in my opinion, is those little pamphlets have little watercolor illustrations. So I've tried to add it into their designs just to like add some reference back to their original stuff because I feel like I've changed their everything. And I want those to be assumed that they're her drawings. I also kind of like thinking she participates in her local theater group where she acts in random roles for fun and also to get her out of the house if she's not traveling. Definitely think Glam's a bit more crude than Barbie is. She's trying to get better understanding that clothes are a way of loving one's body and making them feel good. So she shouldn't judge other people for it. She also laughs a bit too hard at the wrong time and sometimes butts in conversation. She's the woman you go to if you need good advice or you need a pad. Don't worry, I did not forget about that sticker sheet. She'll give you 3 options and pads. She enjoys taking strolls around museums, then buying too much of the gift shots. Particularly, she finds them super cool. The other reason is to give them to her mom or her bestie, Nicoletta. Now, normally I do very I can't say this word, extravagant eyes, because I myself like a bold eye look. I need to be careful, however, I don't want to give her too much, or just tone it down to nude, as she's much like modern Barbie and has a pretty clean face. I also assume Lamb barely knows how to dress, so she's walking the mom fashion. Just not as bad as the official zebra and camo pants outfit. The official outfits also show that she's a fan of long skirts, so on my incident board, I made sure to take note of that. I also kept it very comfortable. She's more of a nice top with pull-string sweatpants than a party dress challenge gal. God, I was so out of my element designing a waistline for her. If you've seen any of my art, you know I like to create bodies that are sort of cartoony in form. I base them in reality, so like semi-realistic. I had to conform to a body type I don't usually draw because that's the point. My social justice teacher actually wanted to get one of these for her daughter because the body averagey thing. But hey, it's sometimes good to get out of her comfort zone, and telling you, I was. I tried giving her a ponytail at some of my early design sketches. Hopes to age her down a bit, though the mom version is still not helping. But it'll look weird, so I'm just giving her a simple flip to give her some semblance of personality. I also feel like my version, her face feels more youthful. Maybe it's because I'm designing her to be designed and not just a BuzzFeed article generator. Okay, moving on to Nicoletta, or at least I'm assuming I am because doing something new for this show and pre-recording my words, which is why I'm kind of rambly. Which I wanted it to not be a ramble, but so Nicoletta is officially the photographer Lamily. But who is she out of that? I feel like Nicoletta is way more extroverted than Lamb, and also daring as well. Wearing more stylish, trendy outfits than Nicoletta, but still keeping it modest for the Granola mom crowd that the dolls were made for. Not only does she take photos, but she also loves to travel. Obviously, she's best friends with Lamb. Usually, she'll do this with Lamb, but sometimes she'll do it alone, or she'll make somebody friends with somebody on her travels, and then she'll travel with them. She also plays DODR whenever she sees a machine. She's terrible, but God does she love to dance. Even off the thing. She collects comics, and they're usually a bit more independent. It's popular. But she says they have the best stories. Something that they both share in common, though Nicoletta reads more comics than Lamb likes reading novels. I think she would be the one teaching Lamb to be less prude and her cheerleader every step of the way. Glow is the one who says hi to you in the middle of the street, even though she doesn't know you. She's the best friend you could ever have. Now, Nicoletta's body is a bit broader than Lamb's, so I guess I can kind of have my body differences, which is something I like, but more makes me more exaggerated. I did kind of mess up on some of Lamb's sketches and gave her much broader shoulders, and I tried to tone it down for like the official redesign. I also like the fact that they tried to give Nicoletta textured hair, even though out of the two, if I got any of them, I think I would have gotten Nicoletta. I like her more. Seems less pandery. That makes sense. I think Sam kind of has this cloud of anti-Barbie over her, so that might be the reason I don't like her as much as Nicola. But also her face sculpt seems more friendlier than in, so it kind of reflected in her in the basic character breakdown thingy that you heard of it again. Of course I need to give Nicola her camera. Honestly, I really like both of these redesigns. They look really good. Better than the original? Well, that's not what this video is for. Hi! We're done with the redesigns, and now there's some on the screen. I would like to say that once again, that this series is just for me to ramble about these dolls and redesign them for fun. It's just an exercise to prove my character design skill. Do I like Semlin any more for this? No? I still think she's pandery and just a terrible doll line with no other reason to exist other than to be mean to other people. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Because I do have an outro. Bye!